Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am Donatello and this is The Way. We are reading Jesus Calling. It is a 365 daily devotional written by Sarah Young, talking about peace in Jesus' presence. It is April 23rd and we're jumping in. Keep your eyes on me, not only for direction, but also for empowerment. I never lead you to do something without equipping you for the task. This is why it is so important to seek my will in everything you do. There are many burned out Christians who think more is always better, who deem it unspiritual to say no. In order to know my will, you must spend time with me, enjoying my presence. This is not a task, but a delightful privilege. I will show you the path of life. In my presence is fulfillment of joy. At my right hand, there are pleasures forevermore. But my eyes are fixed on you, O sovereign Lord. In you I take refuge. Do not give me over to death. And that is Psalms 141, verse 8. And the next one is also out of Psalms, Psalm 16, verse 11. You will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Keep your eyes on me, not only for direction, but also for empowerment. It's important to get our direction from Christ, to know where he's leading us, to know where we're going. But it's also important to go and look towards Christ in everyday situations, not just in the direction of our life or who we're supposed to marry or who he wants us to pray for. He wants us to look to him in all situations, because there could be things that go through our day that are frustrating, that push us to our limits, push us out of character, make us frustrated. And when we take our eyes off of Christ, it's easy to slip into the flesh, to slip into all those things and just feed into it. But when we look to him, he empowers us to move beyond that moment and to move into peacefulness. He fills us with a new joy, a new feeling that takes away the old. It's hard when you're out and about to remember to take your eyes and put it back to Christ, to never take your eyes off of the throne. But I love this. He says, I never lead you to do something without equipping you for the task. If he tells you to do something, he is going to give you everything you need to accomplish that. And he is not only going to give you everything you need, but he's going to lead you and tell you what you need to do. He's going to, it might be in the moment you're about to do it. It might be beforehand. Regardless of when he does it, he's always going to lead you. And he's always going to stand right by your side as you go through it. That is why it's so important to seek my will in everything you do. There are many burned out Christians who think more is always better, who deem it unspiritual to say no, that continue to just go and go and go. And someone asks something of them, but they're drained and they have nothing left to give, but they feel like they have to say yes because they're a Christian, because what would Jesus do? But God is saying you're doing too much. You could be running yourself into the ground. And if you run yourself into the ground, you can't put into others because you're on empty. And how do we refresh our soul when we get on empty? From giving and giving and giving and not saying no and not setting boundaries and not listening to what Christ wants us to do and just saying yes to it all. We sit with him in prayer. We talk and we confess and we tell him everything that we tried to put in our own hands, and then we allow him to speak. We allow ourselves to be able to hear him and for him to give us a word of encouragement. God will give you exactly what you need in that moment, whether it's just to fill you with peace, just enough to sustain you. Or He will give you a word or a vision. He'll give you a command. He'll give you something. You'll receive what you need in that moment. In order to know my will, you must spend time with me, enjoying my presence. It's a gift, not a task. It should be looked at as something we get to do. This is exciting. I get to spend time with God, not, I have to spend time with God. Okay, all right, let me do this now. No. This is a glorious gift because what it gives us more. It gives us so much. Filling us back up, restoring us, allowing ourselves to sit in God's presence is enough. It is more than enough. I will show you the path of life. In my presence is fullness and joy. At my right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Take the time to sit in God's presence. Take the time to shift your eyes and your focus back to Christ when things are attacking you, when you feel overwhelmed, when you are just at your wit's end and you're ready to snap. Take a moment to remember who is in control, who has sent you here, and what they have sent you to do, and that everything you need to get through it, He's put within you, and you got this because He's got you. It is filled with joy, peace, and so much love. I love you guys so much. God loves you so much. I will see you back later.